Tricking is a new acrobatic discipline that combines martial arts kicks, gymnastics and tumbling flips, and like breakdancing ground moves and puts them all into one new sport. It's been around for like 25, 30 years, and basically it's the evolution of human movement and focusing on all these different aspects and putting them together and making visually and aesthetically pleasing combinations. My name is Marcus Monteo, and I am the gym owner and manager of Loopkicks Tricking. Loopkicks has been around for almost around 20, a little more than 20 years now. They started in '99. Basically it started with just a bunch of martial artists who just want to do flips and tricking. And it wasn't really, it was like a team. They traveled around the world like teaching and doing demos and stuff. 3 or 4 years ago, I became more involved with Loopkicks. I helped teach classes, I helped run their events, you know, the gathering and camp and all that. I started martial arts when I was 14, and at my martial arts school, which was West Coast Martial Arts, they had a demo team which had a bunch of trickers on it. Tricking in the Bay Area kind of started from this martial arts school. They own a lot of different schools, and they're all part of this really big branch. So I started doing martial arts. I had an instructor there who taught me how to do a 540 kick, which is my first trick, and then from there I just learned all these different tricks, and then after I did that, I started losing interest in martial arts. I started going to like a lot of different tricking open gyms and tricking then. I just fell in love with tricking. Tricking is like so much fun. So I've been doing that for about 10 years now. I barely consider myself like an athlete. I think of myself just like, I just like doing flips. Like if you give me like a ball or anything, like I'm really uncoordinated. I'm only coordinated with my own body. Like I kind of suck at every other sport. I am a relatively slow learner, so the way I learn tricks in my head, I have to like analyze and break down, okay, my arm has to do this, my body, you have to like learn all the specific body mechanics, because there are a lot of really talented people who just like, oh, I think I could do that. They like look at it and they're like, oh, I bet I could do that, because they're like really in tune with their body. I wasn't one of those people, so I had to really break down all these different elements of the trick itself. And doing that in my head helps me teach it, and you just do the progressions and do the drills and all that, and eventually you'll get the tricks. I love teaching because it's just a good way to spread tricking, right? Anybody can like watch tricking and say, oh, that's really cool, but I don't think I could ever do that. But it's taking them from the, oh, I could never do that, and seeing them land their first trick or like make progressions is a super big, it's a really big joy for me, because it's joy for them and we all share it together, and it's really cool to see all these people elevate and level up and that kind of thing. So my 3 favorite tricks are the jackknife, which is you jump off of 1 foot, do 2 kicks in like a 540-degree rotation before landing. I also like doing the box cutter, which is a corkscrew that finishes with a hook kick. So a corkscrew is a backflip off of 1 foot with a full spin, and you do the kick before you land. And I also like to snapu. You spin halfway, you kick, and then you do another spin, and then you land on the ground. You don't need anything to start tricking. That's one of the really good things about tricking, is that you use whatever you have around you. Most trickers start just in their backyard. Most of them don't have like a martial arts or a gymnastics or a dance background. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. They just taught themselves using YouTube and using like the grass. You literally don't need anything. All you need is like time, and just watch a couple videos and you'll be fine. 2 of my favorite things about tricking is, number 1 is the community. Because tricking is very small and underground, basically you can see another tricker and you'll like instantly be friends with another tricker. Like when I went to school, I saw this guy doing like flips on the grass, and I like became friends with him just because he did flips, because there's not many other people who do tricking. So if you find someone else who's a tricker, they're like, oh, you do tricking, I do tricking, and then you have that thing to bond over. Community is always super open to new people. It's the only sport where like no matter what your skill level is, people will connect with you and will help you grow, and you guys help each other grow, and you guys get really hyped when someone lands their first trick, even though if it's something simple like a backflip or something. People get super hyped, oh, you landed your first backflip, and they all rush you and everything. That's number one, and that leads into my second one, which is learning how to trick is like a reward in itself. It's not always about like how good you are, but it's like the journey, how to get to where you are. There's always a lot of little milestones, and I feel like that's one unique thing about tricking is you either land it or you don't, and when you do land it, there's like a really good feeling of like accomplishment and relief, and like, oh, I did all this stuff and I worked really hard to get this, and then you have all your friends there and they're helping you out and they like cheer you on when you land it. It's always really exciting when that thing kind of happens. This year, I do have a couple personal as well as business goals. Business goals is mostly just, I want to hit like an X number of students. I want to grow the program so that we fill out the whole schedule, that we have classes every day running X amount of hours. Personal goals, I want tricking to be like my main source of income. Like right now, it almost is. I want to be able to like do that completely, just make my entire life tricking, so everything is just focused on running the gym, running events, training, making videos, that kind of stuff. If I could make that my whole life, that'd be really good, and I'm trying to move out of my parents' house with that money, basically. Learning tricking is not just learning tricks, but it's teaching you like perseverance, learning how to goal set, like, oh, I want to do this trick, how do I get there? What are the steps to get there? That kind of thing. But also, tricking has given me a lot of confidence and like motivation before I started tricking, I like didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have any real goals or anything. I didn't know. Every time people ask, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? I'm like, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I like got into my major. I did computer engineering, and then I later changed to management information systems. But even then, I wasn't super passionate about it. So the biggest thing tricking has given me is passion for what I want to do, and it allows me to pursue the things I want to do by running the gym, by running events, that kind of thing. But also, it has taught me how to pursue things, giving me the confidence like, oh, I can actually do stuff. Knowing that if I can teach myself to do tricks and do all these cool things that people like to see, and if I can do that, then I can do anything, It's just all the same thing. You just have to make a plan and stick to it and like figure out how to do it, and you kind of learn on your way, and it's not like a linear path, but you learn on your way, and eventually you can achieve your goals if you like focus and you do all the right steps.